China is going to dig a borehole about 10 kilometers deep, and it claims that it will complete it in the next year and a half, i.e. by 2025. Now this claim is very big because it took 20 years for Russia to dig the Kola super deepest borehole, which is only 2 kilometers deep, and because of such high temperature and that too the drill itself was damaged and the project was forced to shut down. But China wants to do this borehole as soon as possible because very few people know that a major energy crisis has actually started in China. The situation is such that China's energy consumption has increased by 256% in the last 21 years, which has doubled that of its rival USA. Its impact has been read in such a way that quiet load shedding has started in China. But now the question arises whether a 10-kilometer deep pit will be able to meet China's high energy requirements, or not. Well, there is a very strong chance that yes, and I will tell you further how. But before that, apart from Russia, till today, no other country has been able to go so deeply. In fact, the deepest oil well in Saudi is also only 4,000 meters deep. And that is also because Saudi already has oil. But can oil be found in China? Well, to get an idea of this, we have to understand the Earth a little from inside. So look, this is the suffering of the Earth, which is about 100 kilometers deep. Means starting from where we are standing till 100 kilometers under the ground. Now China has this place, that is, the rocks present in the crust are 4 billion years old, and China wants to tap these rocks. Because majority oil resources are found only in 15 to 300 million years old rocks. But the rocks present here are 4 billion years old. Meaning, think that if China starts digging very deeply at the same place, then it can get oil and natural resources of great importance. In fact, China has already started extracting these natural resources from 2021 itself. Chinese state-owned company Sinopec in Xinjiang province of China had dug 8,500-meter deep pit from which so many natural resources came out. That China was able to sustain without importing oil for a whole 2 years, and that is why, friends, basically this is also a major reason to come. These days you keep hearing that in China's Xinjiang province, about 2 million Uyghur Muslims are kept imprisoned in detention camps. Uyghur Muslims also started protesting. In fact, his frustration had increased to this level. Many separatist groups were also formed in Xinjiang. But before this thing spread further, China crushed it. Minorities were locked up in detention centers. But the energy crisis of coming back to China, of course, needs a child to counter it. Coal and natural gas, which unfortunately he has to import from Australia, Malaysia and Qatar. China's Natural Resources Minister has openly said that such energy dependence on other countries will prove to be a threat to China's national security, and this means that the way Russia has given oil to many Western countries to remove its enmity, refused. In the same way, China is afraid that due to the increasing hate rate against them, what will happen if Australia, Malaysia and Qatar also stop giving them their energy resources? And that is why China has given its companies free hand to find natural resources in Xinjiang province for this project. China has made such a special 2,000-ton machine which is much more advanced than the machinery used in the deepest Russian borehole Kola till now, as you know that both the temperature and pressure under the ground are high. Means so much that down there even the iron gets pressed and melts easily. And bearing this high temperature of pressure, the machinery has to be dug. For example, the machinery used in Kola was capable of withstanding temperatures of up to 180 degrees Celsius. China's advanced machineries can easily withstand temperatures up to 200 degrees Celsius, and on the other hand, if we talk about pressure, then these machines have the capability to sustain 1,300 times more pressure. Due to being so advanced, these machines will do the work faster, and for this reason, where it took 20 years to drill the Kola borehole, these machines will finish the project within 1.5 years, and for this, China has made this project. The massive action has been kept very secretive without passing any extra information to anyone, and hence elaborate details of this program are not widely available. But we know that historically such projects have mostly failed. Actually, if we talk about the time of Cold War when both the superpowers of US and USSR were competing with each other in the space race to show their dominance, Suddenly this war had spread to a great extent on the ground and below it, and this you may not have heard the terminology before. But this was a fact at the time the competition was called the Deep Earth Race. Both the countries started digging underground. We all know that Russia dug a 12,000-meter Kola super deep borehole in 20 years. But USA was also not behind in this. He thought of taking a shortcut to win. Instead of starting drilling on land, the US began drilling on the Pacific Ocean floor to reach the cross faster. And this is because obviously the thickness of the crust is greater on land compared to the ocean floor. But then in this entire excavation, despite shedding 5 years and $40 million into the sea, the US was able to drill only 183 meters. Now China has observed all the failures and learned them and worked on them so that there should not be such loopholes. As I have already mentioned, he has already dug a vertical well about 8 kilometers deep towards the development of advanced temperature and pressure-resistant drills. Now whether he will be successful in actual or not, only time will tell. In fact, understanding such strange plans of China is a challenge in itself. And friends, if you got to learn anything new by watching this video, do hit a like. So see you soon in the next video.